Hello, my name is Marcella Dayrell, and I am the corresponding author of this research analysis of student behavior in online courses based on process mining. The dropout problem became a worldwide aggravating at the time of the lockdown of the COVID-19 pandemic, when the only solution for the continuity of education at all levels was through the use of information communication technologies. However, in a retrograde, excluding students who were enrolled and who did not have devices with internet access or because they did not have internet access from the right to learn. The objective of this work is to apply process mining to identify the student's profile based on their access activities to the online course. The basic idea of process mining is discover, monitor, and improve real process by extracting knowledge from event logs usually available in existing information systems. Thus, the figure shown represents the simplified discovery process showing the flow of activities performed in the online course by the students. This graphic summary shows the three types of user of the learning management system: students, teachers, and educational manager who perform activities in the systems, which records the action in the event log data. The next phase shows the pre-processing stage of this data, where the logs and students' grades are classified by the cutoff between approved and failed students of the course. Then, the sorted logs are segmented in biweekly period. Thus, the classified logs are used in the process mining tool to discover the model, thus generating a spaghetti model with all the variants without any kind of abstraction, requiring the process simplification step, generating a succinct and high significance lasagna model. After these steps, process statistics and the dashboard are generated, which are presented as relevant results for the educational managers to understand the process. The indicators proposed in this work are the expected number of events per period and the expected frequency of the events per case, presenting the following results. To validate the proposed methodology, a case study was carried out with an online course for programming mobile device taught by the Federal Institute of North Minas Gerais during COVID-19 lockdown period between June 2020 and October 2020 with a total workload of 200 hours. The case study log data initially contained approximately 267,000 records, and after the pre-processing stage was carried out, this volume was reduced to approximately 127,000 records, containing 515 students, where 93 distinct activities were identified with a daily average of 644 events and 3 per case. After before the classification and segmentation stage, 274 approved students were identified, representing about 49%, and 282 failed students, representing 15%. The upper figure shows the distribution of the number of events per case before the students' classifications, revealed the average of 229 events per case, demonstrating the result of the indicators proposed in this work. Of the expected number of events per period, a tolerance margin of 20% is applied to the average, indicated by the orange color band in the figure. This represents the margin of error for the indicator. However, cases above the average are in the range represented in the figure by the green color, relative safe to succeed at the end of the course, whereas cases within the red color range represent being at the risk of dropping out or failing at the end of the course. In the lower figures, it shows the distribution of the number of events per case after classifying the students, showing values for the minimal, average, and maximal of events per case that are quite different when compared to the distribution of those who pass and fail. The figure shows the process discovered from the perspective of the components of the Moodle platform, as well as the relative frequencies of access for students who passed and failed respectively. The process of passing student was adopted for the expected frequency of events by activity. It is observed that in the process of students who passed 100%, there was access to activities involving the components forum, file submission, questionnaire, URL, and task. In contrast to the process of students who fail, which was about 90%. The expected number of events per case for this study resulting in average of 229 events per case and 287 students were found with a total of events equal to or below the average obtained. Consider that 239 of these students fail and represent about 83% of the total students within the cutoff value of events per case. Thus, this work demonstrates to locate the profile of a student at risk of failing or dropping out. Consider that the total of number of students who fail in the course in 282 students. The user proposed indicator makes it possible to locate about 84% of the total of students who failing or dropping out, indicating that is an acceptable guide for educational managers to find students at potential risk of failing or dropping out through an ongoing course, and to provide pedagogical support to assist in the particular needs of these students identified at risk to avoid timely disapproval or dropping out. For this research, I thank Dr. Petronio Cândido of Federal Institute of North Minas Gerais for supervising during my research. Thank you for watching this presentation.